Okay, yeah. So Hedwig opens soon. Tell me a little bit about what Hedwig is actually about.
So Hedwig, it's basically like a concert format,
Mhm.
and it is this East German transgender woman who is talking about her experience from growing up as a child, what that was like in East Germany, being solicited by an American GI to get married. But the conditions upon them getting married was that you had to have a full sex change. And the sex change got botched. Um,
Oh,
and yeah, so, the man left her, and she was alone, stuck in America, and had to sort of forge a new path for herself.
hmm.
And meets another young man who, she feels like is kind of like her soulmate. And he eventually ends up they develop an act together, a musical act together, and he eventually goes off and does his own thing and sort of forgets who she is. So she has to sort of rebrand yet again. And here she is on her New York run, telling her life story. And it's really raw and really emotional, but also really funny. And it's a very human story. And I think
Mm.
that's what really draws me to it. It's a very, very human story.
Okay, and this person that is in question, that's Hedwig. Hedwig is the person that went through the
Hedwig.
sex
Yeah.
change. Because I
Yeah.
understand there's only one other person in this show,
There
and that's
is
Yitzhak.
Yitzhak, yeah,
Oh, I
which
said it
is
right. Okay, good. Yeah, okay, good.
played by my darling dear friend Jess Ada Ferretti, which
Mm-hmm.
I can't even.
Mm-hmm.
um, that's super exciting. And Yitzhak is, Hedwig's current husband. And their dynamic is also very strange and interesting. And there's just so many facets to who Hedwig is, and you get to meet all of them, which I think is a really cool part of the show as well.
Okay. Now, what is the angry inch?
So,
Are we supposed to know before we go?
oh yeah, oh
Oh,
it's
okay.
I mean it's the name of the band, um,
Okay. Oh,
and
all right.
it's also has to do with the botched sex change operation. You
Okay.
know,
That's what I thought it was. I was like, am I inferring incorrectly?
oh
So okay.
you're inferring correctly.
Okay. Now you said before that this is a really big departure from you, from what you usually do and what you usually perform. Like what really drew you to Hedwig?
Well, you know, after a while, you do get, I don't want to say tired, but you do want to grow from playing the side characters and the riffing black person in the show,
Mm-hmm.
if we're being blatantly honest.
Yeah, it's fair.
And, you know, um, Hedwig wasn't necessarily on my radar to play for me. I love the show, but it wasn't necessarily on my radar to play. I would love to be Lola in Kinky Boots. That is
Mm.
that is a dream role.
Yeah, yeah.
But then looking at Hedwig and the opportunity presented itself, and I was like, it became one of those why not
Mm.
moments. And it was like, why not do that? Why not portray Hedwig as a black person from East Germany going through through this journey?
Mm-hmm.
And I think it gives a whole different spin and a whole different take on it. And that is something that I love about theater is being able to bridge worlds and really do things from a different perspective that maybe people are not used to seeing. I think that that's important for theater, and it doesn't
Right.
get done enough, especially on Long Island. So
Mm.
I feel a bit of responsibility with that, um, and I and excitement as well because it's just it hasn't happened here before, so that's
Right,
exciting.
right. Yeah, no, that's awesome. How did this opportunity even come to you? Like, I didn't see anything about auditions or anything. So how did this come to be?
Well, our dear friend Keith Jones was originally supposed to be in this production of Hedwig.
Oh,
Um, and things happened. They weren't able to do it. And Jess reached out to me directly and was like, hey, can you do this? And I was like, and I thought about it for, maybe all of 2 hours. And then I was like, yeah, yeah, you
hmm,
know what? I will do it. Yeah. So it's not very often that an opportunity like that gets handed to you, so to
right.
speak.
Yeah,
And, how silly of me would it have been to not take it?
sure, sure. Yeah. All right. So tell me a little bit about how you have been developing this character. How are you finding the balance between like making your character your own and then doing what other people might expect from other productions they've seen?
Oh, it's hard. um, it's hard because it feels like, um, the story is told from a very narrow perspective. Um, it's a very almost feels like a very one-off experience. An East German man, before the wall came down, and what that experience was like, and then meeting a general from America, and then it just feels like a very narrow perspective. So I've been trying to figure out how to pepper in how that experience might have been for a Black person during that time in East Germany. Like, what would that have felt like, and what
Right,
what would that
right.
experience have been like, um, and how would that have shaped the journey slightly different, maybe from the traditional Hedwig. Um, and so, I've been doing research on that, what that experience might have been like in East Germany. And for me, I'm a music head, so I'm always trying to figure out how to, make the music my own, and
Hmm.
pepper in a little bit of Steven in there. um, so it's been a lot, but it is really cool to try to integrate all of that and make it different, and make it,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, just make it a little bit different.
I'm excited to see it. What's been the most rewarding part about diving into this character for you?
Um, the reflection.
Mm,
um, I didn't think I was going to see so much of myself in there.
mm,
There's a lot of play on the duality between the masculine and the feminine, and really sort of in the end of the show, it's about how that comes together. And that has sort of been the journey that I've been on as well, and just not suppressing and hiding parts of myself to make people comfortable and to fit into groups, and to you know just be accepted in that sort of way, but to really just fully and truly and authentically be all of me. And that's been, an emotional roller coaster as well.
yeah, yeah.
To see so much of yourself in a character, and then, so but it's also been really cool. Yeah.
Mm. Is there a line or a lyric in this show or in the music that it's kind of been stuck in your head or resonates with you?
Um, the one that's been like just replaying constantly is Wicked Little Town. Um, and it's just the chorus part. It says, when you've got no other choice, you can follow my voice through the dark turns and noise of this wicked little town. And that for me, it just speaks to so much. I could think of that voice as like my village. I could think of that voice as like my inner voice. So I could think of that voice as God, always guiding me through, even though the situation or the environment I might be in might be a little wicked, but I can always find my way back and navigate through with
Hmm.
that still small little voice. And so that really resonates with me a lot.
Nice. Nice. Now, what's your favorite moment in the show that you're not a part of?
Um, so fun fact, there is like no part of this show that I'm not a part of. But there is a brief moment of reprieve. Jess
Mhm.
gets to sing her face off for one of the songs, and to get to step back and watch her be in her element for a moment is of course a beautiful thing. And if you know
And to also be
Jess,
able to
Jess
grab a
is
sip of water.
and grab a sip of water and
Yeah.
and not sing or say anything
Right.
is nice. Uh, but to and then to just step back and to be able to listen to the Jess Ada Ferretti,
Yeah.
is a moment all in and of itself. So
Yeah. So, what do you want people to take away from this show when they're leaving?
I'd love for people to leave out and first of all have had some fun because it is a fun show. I hope people will laugh at some points, cry at some points. But I would really hope that people leave there feeling like it's really okay to be yourself and
Mm,
to own your story. I think that's one of the most beautiful parts of Hedwig is how she just owns her story, and is not afraid to tell it. I think if more of us were not afraid to tell our stories, all of us would be a little better off,
yeah.
and maybe all of us would not feel so alone all the time. And so I hope that's what people kind of take away from this.
Okay. Now, with only two people in this show, is this a one act? How is this presented?
It is. It's about 90 minutes. It's straight through, no intermission.
So long for two
You know,
people. Jeez, yeah.
it's yeah. But it's cool. The band will be on stage as well.
Oh, that's
So
fun.
that'll be fun. I'll be down in the audience a little bit. So, y'all be prepared
Oh,
for
excuse
that.
me.
Never know what could happen when I'm down in the
Yeah.
audience. So
Things get a little wild.
it
Okay.
could get a little wild. So hopefully you all are for audience participation.
Yeah, maybe I'll just find myself in the balcony, but you go on and you rock out. Like, good for you. Like, I am there to watch the show and be part of it. But good for you. Good for you. Now you're no stranger to the stage. We kind of discussed that before. What's been some of your other like favorite roles in productions?
Oh, Ragtime is my all-time favorite show ever. So,
Mm.
it was my second show at CM. But then I also did a production of it. I was in Tennessee for a few years, and was able to do a production of it there where I got to play Coal House with the one and only Shayna Stroh as my Sarah.
Oh,
So that was a moment.
love, love.
Yes, shout outs to
Yeah.
the bestie. Um, so that was a moment for me. And just recently, I got to do a one act in a theater festival, and it was portraying a gay minister of music, and kind of going through their experience with the church, and that was a really big thing for me.
Mm.
Because it was so much of it was like my experience.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So that was sort of groundbreaking moment for me, to be able to tell that kind of story. And yeah, I've had so much fun on stage, just in general. I've enjoyed being in ensemble. I've enjoyed, having supporting roles. But this is the first time sort of like being a headliner, which is like, ah,
I think it's so awesome. It's so well
it's
deserved too.
it's
Um,
amazing.
yeah. What are your favorite, or like, what's one of your like favorite or funniest like on stage memories or moments?
Um, I always kind of go back to a moment in Aida. Well, there were
Yeah.
several moments in Aida, and they got progressively funnier as the show went on. Because the scene when the pharaoh gets poisoned, it's supposed to happen, after the cup is sipped, and my Long Island theater people know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I
Um,
automatically started laughing just thinking about it.
and the moment of poisoning just kept happening sooner and sooner in the scene, to the point where we got one of the last shows, and he was coming down the steps and goes, "Oh," and when I say, about four or five of us immediately turned upstage
Yes.
because we just busted out laughing right on the stage. Couldn't hold it. There was no holding it back. And could not even like participate in the scene at that point. And all you
Yeah.
see is people with their backs turned and shoulders just
It's
going.
just jumping.
It was hysterical. It was so funny. And I think about that so often.
I think he was just done. He was over it. He did not want to be in it anymore. He's like, the
Said,
sooner
kill me
I
now.
die, the sooner I'm done.
He said, let's get
Yeah.
this over with.
Yes. I was hoping you were going to say, now I don't even remember it. It was from Beyond the Sea. Soon. That's all I remember. I don't even remember what my first few lines were. I don't even
Meet me there soon.
Soon.
Yes.
It's like that should be taken to cake. I don't know. Like, no, but Barry wins. Barry definitely wins.
Love you, Barry.
Yes. Love you, Barry. One of my favorite. Well, now we'll just turn into like funny Barry moments. But like, I've never been in a show with him. Like, I've never done
Hmm.
anything with this man. The only thing he ever did was when he was in the mystery box at my birthday show.
Oh, yes, I
That
was
was the
there.
first time being on stage with him. It's like, what is this? It's very mushy. And watching the video back
Oh,
and seeing the way his face looked like when I did
yes,
that, yes,
that
because it
was
was
an
so not
absolute
meant to.
moment,
Because it was so not meant to be a dig. I didn't know it was a person. No idea.
which made it so much funnier, though. Because I was like, oh, he has no idea.
Because I would never. That's terrible. Especially as somebody as fluffy as me. Like, I definitely would not do that. Like, I would not
So
do
soft.
that. It's so stupid.
Oh, that was
um,
so good.
it was great. It was really, really one of my. That's one of my favorite ones. Quite honestly, yeah. Oh, so do you have your eyes on anything after Hedwig, or do you already have something planned? Anything you can share?
Um, I have nothing planned at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we're just gonna, see what kind of auditions come up. I would like to branch out even further, into, you know, hopefully some off Broadway tour, cruise stuff, whatever I can get my hands on. I'm just itching to perform all the time now,
Yeah,
so I really want to expand that and see what's really out there, and do some even bigger and greater things.
absolutely. Where can people follow you on social media if they want to keep up with your projects?
You can follow me at only one Stephen Charles. That use the number one, so only number one Stephen Charles. And that's you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, Threads, the whole nine yards, YouTube, all of the
Everywhere you'd
things.
like to be.
Everywhere you'd like to be, you can probably
Yes.
find me there.
And honestly, it's a real treat to follow him on Instagram because his story is always popping with like the
I,
funniest memes and things. And I'm like, I try not to be annoying and like laugh at each one. I'm like, this is a separate message each time you do this, Kyle. And it's like, well, I need to make sure that he knows that people are appreciating this stuff because so
listen,
many
I
times we click through a story and like, we're like, oh, this is really funny. You don't even let them know that you laughed at it. But then there's a way to overdo that too.
Oh, let me know.
So,
It's totally fine.
yeah.
Yeah, I love posting funny stories on my Instagram. I get yelled at if my story is blank. So, I try to keep up with it on a daily
I
basis.
know it's hard. It's hard, and I
It is.
appreciate that you are also not one of those people that just sends like countless reels, right? Like put it on your story for me to find naturally. Like, I please
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
send me this barrage of reels. Like my best friend, bless his heart, will send like 8 in one day. I'm like, baby, I'm not watching all these. If you send me one, I might watch one, but once you get to
I'm
that
not
number, I'm not watching any now.
after no, two at the
Yes.
most. After that, absolutely not. I can't do it.
Exactly.
I
It's
can't
too
do it.
much. Yes. I'm like,
It's
I'm
too
not letting
much.
you
Yeah.
co opt 15 minutes of my evening to watch amateur content. To watch it. So just put on your story. If it's funny enough, it'll grab
Just
me. Okay.
I will find it. I promise.
I
But just
promise.
don't flood
Uh-huh.
the inbox, please. I can't do
No,
it.
no. And while we're talking about Instagram etiquette, if you already saw I liked it, don't send it. All right? I'm
Don't
Kyle
send it
Petty
to
is
me.
there. Leave it alone. Sometimes things
I've
I
seen it eight
reposted
times
get sent
already.
to me. And like you saw it because I
Yes.
shared it. Get out of here. Like, all right?
Hmm.
I brought this to
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't send it back. We don't we
No.
don't like that.
No, we're done. We're done. We already watched it 7 times on our own. I
A
don't need to watch it
7,
an
at least
8th.
7. No. No.
Hours later, after the laugh has worn off, like I'm done now. I'm
Right.
done. Yes. Oh, well, thank you for doing this. Thank you for doing this.
Oh, thank you
Everyone
so much for
still
having me.
listening, you can find Stephen Charles in Hedwig and the Angry Inch, opening July 25th at Smithtown Performing Arts Center. Only 3 performances, right? The 25th, the 30th, and
23.
August 1st. So get there or be square.
Be
So
square.
be square. But thanks again for being here. Thank you so much. This is a really
Thank
great
you,
time.
Kyle.
Thank you.